Hey guys, it's Almost an Agreement. Wanted to try something new, a little different tonight, something I've been thinking about working on, and figure now's as good a time as any. So we had the big city race. The primaries were last night, the 31st of August, and we got the results. So I want to chat about the results for just a tick and kind of go over, who won, how bad my predictions were, and where we go from here. So we'll just start at the beginning. City Council District 1, total votes cast, 1,869, 997 for Tommy Smith. So Tommy Smith took more than 50% of the total votes. David Hayes, 307, Elizabeth Murphy, 565. So that's first of many of my bad predictions is I didn't think Elizabeth Murphy would make it through just because of the non-politics problems that were going on with that campaign, but I'm sure we'll see and hear more about that incident and issue moving forward. So that's District 1. District 2 is a non-important one, Roberto and Smith, although Roberto pulled 1381 to Kim Smith's 476 for a total of 1857. Again, Roberto pulling well over 50%. So, moving forward into a citywide version, we'll see what that actually comes out to meaning. Going on to District 3, another non-particularly important race since it's a two-personer. Nick Cipero and Seema Singh. Cipero, I'm sorry, man. I'll get it right one of these days. This was the closest one, I think, of the set. So you got to take Seema pulled 486 to Nick's 427 for a total of 913. It's 53 to 46% and some change. So that was pretty tight. If the mapping's right, Seema should be in good shape considering the history of the citywide vote. But again, the turnout's up. And as we get into November, I think it's the heat's going to turn on. And so I think we'll see a pretty big uptick against these total numbers. District 4, Jim Clanaris, 1,552 with 42% of the vote. Jen McMahon with 356 with 9.6% of the vote. And Lauren Ryder, the incumbent, with 1,779. Again, very close between Lauren and Jim. That's my one correct prediction. I didn't think Jen was going to make it through the primary. And I was right on this one. So again, same story as the District 3 issue is you got, Jim and Lauren are pretty close, but when the city kicks in, how much is that going to change? Since apparently District 4 is the most Republican voting district in the city, for what that's worth. And then District 6, my also wrong prediction. Deirdre Harper, 377. Garrett Holt, 420. Gwen McKenzie, 871. Total of 1668. Again, the incumbent McKenzie pulling over 50%. And all things considered, any of the city council movement candidates, I would assume, I don't know, it's interesting because the situation and how much the city council movement's kind of stance on the incumbents are the problem, whether their voting block will move to over the other left-leaning person to the right side. I think that's a tall order to ask somebody that voted for David Hayes to turn around and vote for Elizabeth Smith. And for all intents and purposes, if that same set of people, even if they do, it doesn't make a difference. At least in that race. Now, Harper and Holt together pull up like 25 and 50-ish votes short of McKenzie, so that one would be real close. In that sense, if Clanaris pulled just McMahon's votes, he would pull out into the lead in the District 4 race. So it's interesting. Again, if you ever hear me make a prediction again, remind me of this one. So, we'll have some time. We'll try to get some of these other candidates. I'll see if I can't pull a debate or two from a few of them, get them in the room together, find some particular issues and see what their thoughts on it are, what they would do with the situation. Because I think that's an important way to go about learning more about these candidates. So, another thing to talk about too, just for the sake of trying to look here and see if anybody had a significant, other than McKinsey in District 6, the absentee and early wasn't huge. Wasn't a huge difference. Roberto over Smith in District 2. Roberto pulled a lot more early votes. A larger percentage of the early votes than the total votes, for that matter. As did Tommy, but it comes out about pretty close to his total election difference. So, as far as, Matt Shears was telling me about how, the left-leaning people are more comfortable with the early and absentee. I don't see a super strong indication of that as I read it. Because the early voting percentages are fairly close. Not exactly, plus or minus, but fairly close to the final vote percentages. So it seems like that's just the general feel, regardless of the voting method that the constituents tended to use on that one. But again, it's all interesting to me because I've never paid attention on this to this level before. It doesn't say on this report what the total votes are. Quick math in my head. 18 plus 18 is 36 plus 9s. 45 plus 4 is 39. No. 36 plus 4 is 76-ish. So, I don't know, about 8,000 total votes in a 90,000 registered voters. So, again, apathy wins the day. No surprise. So, that's election stuff. We got till November for the generals, where it's a citywide one, which you guys know I hate. Historically speaking, the district results will probably be the same as the general results. That's what the history says, at least in as I'm looking down this list. But weird things could happen. If the GOP and Daniel Herrera and that team really get after it and really get some groundswell or whatever, just in maybe District 4, since that seems to be the most active district. District 4 voters could swing the other close races in 3 or 2 or 6 for that matter. Just because you have all the extra, since for some reason District 4 seems to be a higher voting block. So, we'll see what's going on with that. It's interesting. Like I said, I'm going to try to get at least 1 or 2 debates out of this. I'd be happy to get everybody if I can get all those schedules lined up, but you know how that goes. So that's that. Moving on to school board stuff. School board met tonight, and as far as I understand it, no real major changes. The specifics, as has been reported to me, is changes to attendance and leave policy for COVID cases. They're still collecting school level data, but the COVID policy for now is not changing as I gather it. But I'll reach out to whom I can as far as the different parties involved go and see if I can learn a little bit more about it and share it with you guys. So let this officially be my don't bet on my bets, at least as far as elections go yet. I'll get better, but for now I was 1 of 3 in my predictions. So actually that brings me to, I guess, my final point, which I did want to talk about. I very much liked Harper, and I liked Jen McMahon. They were fun to talk to. They were interesting people. But what this says to me, bottom line, is the tenets of the city council movement are not landing with voters. And I say that specifically. They're not landing with voters. They may be landing with the public. The public might be very down with some of the tenets and policies and plans that the city council movement wants to go with, but they don't seem to be getting people out to vote for that part of it. So I don't know what this does for my ACLU situation, because Amelia being part of the city council movement, being kind of the lead in that case. Does this bury that plan for her because the city's kind of clear about they're not big on that candidate set? So I don't know. But for me, I think the ACLU thing that we talked about is very important, and I think all the candidates should weigh in on it. And I promise you, if I can get some debates, that's going to be something I'm going to talk about. I think the power dynamic between the city and the city mayor and the city council is something that needs to be discussed and looked at. I don't like the idea that the mayor's office has such unilateral authority on so many issues, and to even ask for a little bit of oversight on one department is inappropriate. And that's just kind of lame. So anyway, like I said, we're going to try some of these new things. I'm going to try some of these new little mini episodes from time to time. When the topic's hot. I apologize for not getting this out last night. I was watching Game of Thrones. Short outro. Thanks for that. Thanks for hanging out, checking out our mini episode. We're almost in agreement at gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can see us on our website, almostinagreement.com. While you're there, you can catch all the episodes, or you can go to our any of your favorite podcast providers and get us there. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, podcast providers. Like, subscribe, share, friend, follow, whatever the thing is. Help us get the word out. We're gonna keep working stuff. I'm trying to get the Compass guys in this weekend for a show. Catch up with them. Haven't talked to them in a while. I'm also working with trying to maybe get the Jamie Satterfield on the show. I'll let you guys know as progresses on that situation. That's all we got for now. Again, this is a test format of a new mini show. See what it does, see how it goes. So thanks for listening. Feel free to reach out anytime. Argue with me on Facebook because I'm really bad at it. I went and got my COVID test today, negative, so that's good. Waiting on the antibody to see if my theory of having already had it comes through. So anyway, almost in agreement, everybody. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. We're going to keep working stuff out as we get it. Later.